morning, everyone. We are back at it again. It's Sunday morning, and it is a beautiful morning. Alright, so yesterday I tried to follow that bedrock all the way across right into that patch right there. Didn't find much gold. Found a lot of gold through here, and it died off right there. So today we are going to go back to the basics of prospecting for a new spot. A lot of spots on this creek that I want to try out. Have had my eye on for a little while now, and that's the reason I packed lightly today with just the essentials, really. My 2 pans, shovel, 5-gallon bucket, my small sluice, and you get the picture, just in case we need to pack up and move upstream or downstream. I'm thinking I'm gonna try and hit this spot right here, and I think that that's gonna be a really good area because it looks like nobody has touched it yet. And let's see, Greg prospected that out, or dug all that out, found nice gold in that. You can see how the creek comes down right here, makes this curve and goes that way. Water somewhat slows down right on top of this rock. That's the bedrock right there. So easy to get to and looks promising. So that will be the first spot we try out. And I'm just gonna walk down the creek here and show you some of the other spots that I want to try out as well. All right, we are down to the second spot. You can see that's my spot all the way up there. We are down, coming to the first bend in the creek that way. And the spot that looks interesting to me is right here, this bedrock. You can see how much that's fracturing. It goes across the creek. So might do a few test pans out of that spot and then continue down. Sorry, my finger was in the way. To this bedrock shelf here. You can see it comes right into this bend. And that's all very exposed bedrock with almost no dirt on top of it or anything. So I'm thinking that right here on this inside bend, right where that log is, all this material looks really promising as well. So I'm gonna grab a test pan from that area. Spot number 3. And I'm gonna show you spot number 4 in just a second. All right, so we were just right there. I just walked down this way a little ways. And when I'm picking out different spots I want to test pan, really my key indicators are where are the large boulders falling out, the large rocks falling out. Number 2, exposed bedrock. Number 3, obstructions in the creek. And where the water is moving fast, where it's gonna speed up, and then where it drops off and lets the gold fall out. So I'm gonna walk down the creek a little ways here and show you spot number 4. All right, so I don't know if you can hear me very well. That water is pretty loud right there. But this is spot number 4. We're just, I don't know, 50 yards from where we just were. You can see that is a nice shelf of bedrock all the way across the creek here, creating a nice waterfall. Now, people have been in here digging this all back through here, behind all this bedrock. But I notice this patch right here, untouched. All of this, untouched. So, I'm gonna do a test pan from right there. That's spot number 4. Farther on down the creek is another spot I want to try out. So there's about 6 or 7 spots I want to try out. So I'm going to show you spot number 5 here. All right, we're coming up to spot number 5. As you can see, some people have done some major work into that bank, which you're not supposed to do. Dammed the creek up, didn't even break it down or anything. But I don't know, maybe they were finding some good gold there. But that's not the spot I would choose. The spot I would choose is behind this major obstruction right in the middle of the creek. And from what I gather, it looks like it's been untouched. Nobody's even tried it. So, you have bedrock going diagonally across the creek, a major obstruction right in the middle of the creek, which will create a back current, and your heavies will fall out right here. We got exposed bedrock, an obstruction in the creek, and large boulders. 3 major indicators that there should be good gold right there. So I'm thinking I'll grab a test pan from this general area right here as spot number 5. Is that 5 or number 6? I don't know. We'll just go with 5. So spot number 5, and then further down there's a couple more spots that if I get to it today, and if I don't find any gold in the previous spots, then we'll check those out. But let me go down there and show them to you right now. All right, spot number 6. This is a bedrock shelf going right across the creek, and you can see behind me here, it is pretty steep right here. So in my previous videos, I mentioned if gold doesn't have enough force to get up and over a rock or bedrock behind and fall into that spot, it will stay on the front side and just fall down. So what I'm thinking is doing a sample pan from that spot right there. So that's spot number 6. And finally, spot number 7. This is the last spot that I just spotted this morning walking in. We were just right there at spot number 6, spot number 7. Somebody dug all of that out, 2 giant boulders, and if you see right on the opposite side of that boulder, that rock, that's bedrock. And it doesn't look like they got very far down in there. They just dug around that boulder and that was it. So spot number 7 would be right there, right behind that bedrock and around that bedrock. There's also a similar spot right down from it that I also spotted this morning. Looks really promising. A big rock right there in the middle of the creek. Looks like the smaller gravels fell out here. Larger boulders up there. That's why I say that spot up there looks a lot better. So, let's start with spot number 1 all the way back up the creek, and who knows, maybe we'll just find a lot of gold in spot number 1 and not even have to leave. We'll see. Alright, so I have my 3/4, well, maybe 2/3 of the way full 2-gallon bucket pulled from right that crack right there, and got to run it through my sluice here and see how spot number 1 does. I will be back with an update. Oh, spot number 1 is looking promising. I just did 1 scoop, and you can see that flake right there. Legit first scoop. So it looks like we got lucky. Hopefully the rest of this pans out with some gold in it, and yeah, I'm gonna continue to run that bucket, and I'll be back with first cleanup from spot number 1. All right, just did the final scoop of bucket number 1 and spot number 1. About to pick the sluice up and clean it out. And as you can see, completely clean snuffy bottle. We're gonna pan the cons out, and I'll show you what we get out of spot number 1, bucket number 1. All right, I have panned it down. These are the cons from first run. Let's see what's in them. Let me get some of these big rocks out of here. Holy crap, I'm seeing a lot of gold. No way. Look at that. That's quite a bit of gold. Let me separate this gold from these rocks, and I'll get you a better picture of it. All right. There it is. And there's obviously still some more smaller pieces up there here, but that's not bad for 1/3 of a bucket. Oops, why is it not focusing? There we go. 2/3 of a bucket, 2-gallon bucket at that. So let's see how much more material I can pull out of that section. And I don't even know if I'm gonna go to spot number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Might save that for another day. It's hard to pass up that kind of gold right there. Got the sluice set back up and ready to roll. Yeah, gonna get back to it. All right, back at you with another cleanup. Let me show you where I was digging first. So I pushed out more towards the middle of the creek right here and worked into that pocket instead of that way up underneath that tree root. That's where I'm gonna go now, because let me show you what I got from that 2-gallon bucket. Not nearly as much. So I'm thinking the pay streak is on that bank side rather than centrally, which, if I think about it, it runs directly parallel with all the deposits I've already picked out. Right there, right there, right there, right there, and back there. So pay streak, boom. So I'm gonna continue to follow that pay streak and hopefully get another result like the first bucket I ran. All right, update. We're back to sluicing. This is bucket number 3. As you can see, I followed that pay streak underneath that rock right there, hit the next bedrock wall, cleaned all that out, and now we're sluicing it. So I'll run this material and I'll be back with a cleanup. All right, y'all, just ran bucket number 3 from that hole. And check this out. Focus. Boom. I am back on the pay streak. So, unfortunately, I cleaned out that crevice and that crevice. I'm gonna try and step up to the next crevice and do another bucket and see how that goes, and I'll be back with you. Alright guys, got the last bucket I'm gonna run today right there. Got sluice all set up, back up. As you can see, I dug that out, jumped up and dug the next one out as well, and I got it very clean, so make sure not to leave anything behind. So we're gonna hope for some nice gold in this bucket here, and I already know where I'm gonna do my next video, hopefully next weekend. Well, actually, I'm not sure about next weekend. It's my 1-year anniversary with my wife. Maybe Sunday, if she lets me. We'll see. But still, I know where I'm gonna do my next video already, and I did a test pan and got a very, very, very nice chunky flake of gold right in the first test pan. So second test pan I got 3 or 4 smaller bits, but I was nowhere close to getting to the bottom. So let me run this bucket and pan it out, and I will show you the final results. guys, here's my last bucket of the day. Not nearly as much, but that's just a rough pan down. There's probably a ton more in that black sands. I'm gonna snuff it all up and get it all separated better, and maybe on the way out I'll stop at one or two of the places I located downriver and do a few test pans, and if so, I'll take a picture of the spot and show you the pan result, and we'll go from there. You'll see me weighing up all this gold that I have in the snuffer bottle right now, and I will see you guys at the scales. Out. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you're out in a national forest, try to reclaim the area that you dig as much as possible and get it back to the way you found it. Like I'm about to do right now. It's that simple. Walls are knocked down, holes filled in, creek's back to normal. Alright, I'm gonna walk downstream, do a few test pans, and then I'll see you guys at home on the scales.